Welcome Bear Nation as the first event is underway. We have the women's 400. One lone runner. It's a wet and windy day here, but it's the start of outdoor track season. Everybody's excited. This is already a tough race to do. Doing it alone, wetting in the rain. Can't give enough credit right here. Lauren Pernell. She comes down the backstretch. Looking pretty good here. Trying to finish. Again. Just one runner. Wasn't pretty at all, but it's a rough day. Going to be rough conditions these athletes are competing in. I'm Anthony Brown and extremely excited to bring you the first track meet of the outdoor season for Lenoir-Rhyne. Here from Irwin Belk Track. Not going to waste a lot of time today. The event's moving quickly as it's not the prettiest day, so we want to make sure everybody gets their events in while they're still warm. Hurdle crew races out around the track to prepare for the men's section of this 400-meter hurdle race. We'll also have one runner, Hunter Norman, came in with a seated time of 58 seconds. As you can see right there on the screen, Hunter Norman getting his last run-throughs. He's going to push to do something that's not very easy to do on a day with less than ideal conditions. Run an already tough event by yourself. Today's the start of a busy weekend here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne. Later on, we will have a volleyball matchup against Mars Hill on campus, and this weekend there will be so much action. You will have plenty of things to watch all weekend. Norman in the blocks now. He gets out. Running at a good pace so far. Coming up at the 200 mark. Looking pretty good so far. Looking to finish strong. Down the back stretch. Nice strong showing by Norman as he looks to finish out this race strong. And And that'll conclude the first set of events here today. Lauren Pernell and Hunter Norman, both of Anderson, ran in their respective events. Next on the track, we'll have the 10,000 meter run. This will combine both the men and women. We have about 15 minutes or so until that happens, so we're going to take a quick pause and be back in just a second. back here at Irwin Belk Track. I'm Anthony Brown. Alongside me is the reigning indoor and outdoor 400-meter champ, Lucas Bisson. How you doing today, Lucas? It's
I'm
nice
all right.
and cold.
You know, nice and chilly.
As we get the 10K started here, combine the men and women. We'll get to the competitors as they go 25 laps. But Lucas, let's just talk a little bit about outdoor season. For you, I know indoor is not completely over yet, but we'll get to that in a second. How excited are you to be able to be back outside and running?
Well, I think it's been about 790 days since we had an outdoor season. Well, we got a taste of it last year, and then, COVID said no. But it's pretty exciting, The weather's very warm this last week of February, so I guess you could say it's going to be a nice, hot, no-wind season. I feel like everybody's excited, I'm more a personal outdoor guy than an indoor guy. So I think it's going to be a, great season, lots of fun. Like to see what the season has in store for us.
And for people out there, the difference between indoor and outdoor is more than just a distance in the 60 and the 100. Of course, 40 more meters. But the difference for you in your 400 race, how much different is it to run 400 meters outdoor than indoors?
Well, for starters, I don't have to go around the track twice. So, believe it or not, it plays a difference. Second, you could just visualize. Everybody has, their point on, every outdoor track of where they want to, start their race. So that's a big thing for me. And I just feel like as the races go up, 400, 800 mile, 5K, 3K, 10K, going around that track over and over and over again indoor, it kind of gets mentally draining. But I feel like outdoor, you kind of just have, the same distance and you kind of are more opposed to it.
And speaking of running around over and over again, 23 more laps to go here. What's the farthest you've ever ran in one workout?
One workout? We talking about track workout or soccer workout?
Yeah. We'll go track right now.
Probably maybe a cumulative of a mile.
Okay. So you trying to get out here and do a 10K? You're gonna see you in this in a couple weeks, or?
If you guys see me run the 10K, we might be here to June. Literally.
Now back to the team a little bit. We have this is a team that has a lot of goals and aspirations, not just inside the conference but nationally. Looking at indoor season, we have several athletes that hit the national qualifiers and are looking to compete. Just being on the team, highlight some of your favorite athletes to just watch compete.
First thing first, I want to start with the Danville legend, Jacob Wadsworth. That kid is about maybe $150, but he looks like he walks around here like he's 195 pounds. He has a lot of heart. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of will. Believe it or not, that man is very strong. Next, I'm going to move on to PJ Lopdart. That man is about 5'6", but that man can move like the speed of wind. We have Divine Drummond, has a lot of heart, has a lot of leadership, speaks the good word. We have the two-sleeve bandit, Mr. Chandler Stamp, gives a lot of heart. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do in that 800 this year. We have Marlon Davis. That man, oh, Lord. Just the talent that we have on this team, it just goes on and on and on and on. Don't forget about the girls. Kylie Dahlberg. She is fabulous. Outstanding. And then you have her sidekick, Addie. Like that.
And we'll see Kylie Dahlberg later in the 5,000. Talk a little bit about her when that race gets closer to going. But right now we look at it and you can see the lead pack running at a pretty good pace right now. 22 laps to go. Last check, that was Daniel Lacasero in first, kind of setting the pace for the tempo of this race. just one female runner, Stephanie Jarvis. And Lucas, I know everybody's had to do it before, but doing a workout or just even competing, and you're the only one out there, it's just speak on how hard that is.
Well, me personally, I've never ran by myself, but it just kind of sucks because it's like you expect on race day that you're going to have someone that can push you to the next level or just push you to that PR that you're just dreaming of. So then you feel like, if you're just out here running by yourself, you feel like you're just going to hit the same number. At the same time, there's nothing wrong with consistency. But, everybody comes out to the track, trying to get a little bit better, trying to do a little bit, some great things. But I feel like, once you're running by yourself, it's mind-blowing. It's just like, I feel like I'm back in practice again.
Tomorrow will be the big day of events here at Irwin Belk Track as the LRU home opener will continue. And tomorrow we'll get to see a lot of LR athletes in competition, just getting active and getting going, being around the team. I know that Coach Patterson had talked about this being treated as just as regular meet, and then the next 6 to 8 weeks being the big push as this team prepares for their championship goals. When you listen to Coach Patterson speak and lead this team, what things do you take away from what he says the most, and what's the biggest message you get out of what he's trying to deliver to his team?
Basically, Patterson just makes it seem like, hey, at the end of the day, you got to be yourself. But at the same time, you got to be positive. You got to be accountable for everything that you want to do and everything that you can do. And basically, that's what, I just take out, be positive, be accountable for my teammates, try to make sure that, they're staying on top of their toes, that they're doing everything that they need to do on the track and inside the classroom. And I feel like positivity and accountability has been our message for this season. I feel like going into outdoor, everybody's taking that pretty seriously.
And it'll be a busy outdoor season. Schedule just got released. Decent amount of home meets. But you get to travel. You get to go to Raleigh and compete at an NC State relay. You'll get to go to South Carolina and compete there. What does it mean to still be able to compete at some of the major meets and with the D1 competition?
That just means, Patterson believes in us. He feels like that we have some athletes that can go out there to D1 meets, compete. He feels like we have the talent that could, push us to the next level. And I feel like, when you have that coaching support, that your coach believes in you, that you're at that next level, it goes a very big and long way for us as athletes.
And then you'll get to travel a little bit. We'll have some fans in here on pretty days. And we'll also be able to run at home a good amount of times, as well as being able to host a conference. That's a long time away. But in preparation, just what does it mean to you to be able to run on this track in front of people? And you always talk about in other sports defending your home court or, making sure nobody comes into your house and wins. But on the track, how do you prepare for that?
I just take it like a normal meet. Me personally, when I come out to this track and it's event day, I'm locked. I don't really pay attention to the crowd. I don't really pay attention to my teammates really much. I just focus on what I'm envisioning, focus on what I want to do, and then for the most part, I just take it as a meet. But me personally, for defending the home track, being able to come out here and compete again, it's nice because believe it or not, the LR University would love to see what we have to bring to the table. They haven't been able to see us run in about 2 years, so it's it's exciting that every day Kim Pate, Trent Caldwell, the rest of the student athletes want to come out here and be like, I want to see what you're doing on the track. So it plays a big role for all of us that they want to come out and see us compete.
And just halfway through, 18 more laps to go here for these competitors. before I let you go, Lucas, we got to talk about it. You are an indoor and outdoor champ, and you've had the ability to run here at a conference championship meet and win. In April, you'll have the chance to defend that title. It's been a while. We didn't get to do it last year. But just speak on the moment and how it is to compete at a conference meet and just against the talent that you compete against.
Conference is something that, everybody takes personally. Because conference is the time that, you put in all the hard work throughout the season. And you just think that, you're going to go out there, PR, maybe hit automatic times, provisional times. And, it's very mind-blowing. It's something that during the week of conference, everyone's, so big. Like, what am I going to do? You're so worried. But, you just take it one step at a time. You prepare like how you prepare for any meet. For me personally, indoor and outdoor conference. Winning indoor and outdoor conference is something that I never pictured when I was in high school or my freshman year or my sophomore year. I didn't think it was going to happen. But, you just come out here, the hard work that you put in, you listen to coach, you listen to your teammates hype you up, and you just believe that, you can go out there and do everything's possible.
All right, well, I thank you for joining me. It's not easy to be out here and talk as composed as you were when you say it's 43, it's wet, rainy, but you're out here watching some track, an event that you love to do, and best of luck to you this weekend.
Appreciate you, man.
Back here at Irwin Belk track, continuing the LRU home opener. We got the 10K out here on the track right now. As you can see, the lead pack coming around. Still 14 more laps to go. Or 15, actually, my correction. It's a long race. I'm joined now by Colby Beaker.
Yes, sir.
Saw you were down there doing a little work with the hammer throw.
Just a little bit. It's a little windy and rainy out there, but we got it done. The women's just finished up down there, so the men's about to take turn.
How was the competition looking? A lot of good throws. I know it's not a pretty day.
No, it's not a pretty day at all. We had to keep raking out the circles filled with water. Coach Sousa for Lenoir-Rhyne was screaming out numbers and who was on deck and up. But it was, some throws were better than others, as you would be expected out here in the rain. But it was pretty good competition in the end.
And just on your half personally, I know this weekend will be the first time you compete for Lenoir-Rhyne.
That's right.
Especially after last year. Season just ending abruptly how it did and everything that's been going on. What are your emotions as we open up the outdoor season?
I'm hyped. I'm excited. I came out here expecting to throw shot put earlier, and Coach P all of a sudden took me out and said I was just going to do discus and javelin tomorrow. So I was pumped up, warmed up for 45 minutes just to be told I had to go work the women's hammer. But no, I'm very excited. Part of being this Lenoir-Rhyne team, chasing that conference championship outdoor. But I'm super pumped.
And speaking of shot put, currently going on the infield of the track is the women's shot put. You can probably see them in the background as this lead pack is starting to break off a little bit.
That's right.
With 14 laps to go. But it's it's something special when outdoor season comes around. We talked with Lucas about the difference between indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
And just would you just be able to say that just the energy and the vibe around an outdoor track meet is just different compared to indoor? Like, athletes just treat it differently, even if it is the same thing. It's still running and it's still track, but it's so much difference, and mentally how it is for athletes. Would you be able to agree with that?
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of the athletes that are here already and that we brought on to the team, I think most of them ran outdoor track primarily just in high school, so they don't really know the feeling of indoor. They really only get the feeling of indoor their freshman year here. So to be back outdoor in their main environment and what all they ran their whole lives, their middle school, elementary, high school, it's a different feeling. And to have fans come back out here for outdoor is going to be special, because in indoor we only have a track at JDL, so none of the fans really come out as far. When you have home meets and all the fans are here cheering and your team's yelling, and it's great competition outdoors. It's a lot more fun. The energy's way more higher than you do in indoor.
We are at over 16 minutes of running so far. 10K, Colby.
Whew, these boys are troopers, I'll tell you that. I could not.
43 degrees, some rain, wind, and I could see it around. If you don't believe that everybody's happy just to be competing, these athletes, they had phones out, they were Snapchatting, they were excited to be able to compete today. A lot of credit to them. Athletes coming out of Lewis.
Oh yeah, no, I think I see half of them smiling running down this main stretch right here, down this 100. I see a lot of them smiling and just happy to be out here and having fun. And same thing with the girls who are shot putting right now. A lot of them who are just doing the women's hammer, and they were down there having fun, cracking jokes, even in this rain. And big props and shout out to them for just coming up here and getting right back into shot put right after they just hammered through. So big shout out to them and everybody out here competing and just having fun.
And that's ultimately what it's about. How much fun drives how good you compete, and also how much you enjoy the experience. So we see Stephanie Jarvis down the straight area right here, finishing another lap of her own. Lone female runner. And then the lead pack of men. Daniel Lascaro in the front. And then Joshua Segura close behind him. A lot of colorful shoes out there today, I see.
They're lighting the track up, that's for sure. On a gloomy day, they're definitely lighting it up out there.
More action will be coming tomorrow, and I know you've been training to do some decathlon work.
Just a little bit.
Individually, what is your favorite events to compete in?
Well, outside of throwing, I really enjoy throwing jav and discus, but I think that 400 and long jump is it's pretty fun to get out there and get one full lap, going as fast as you can, and then feeling like you're floating through the air and landing into a sand pit like you're a kid all over again at the beach. So that long jump and the 400 are definitely fun to do outside of the throwing events.
And then, what's your favorite event to watch that you might not necessarily compete in? What do you always feel like is something that whenever you know it, you always got to go over there and watch, whether it's a field event or a track event? What's the one event you always got to make sure your eyes are locked in for?
I got to watch that 4x1. I have to. It's 4 guys working unanimously, running that 100 splits. I think that's incredible. And the handoffs for me, that repetition of taking off and getting that hand right in there, yeah, I got to watch that 4x1, that's for sure.
And the men now, Lacasero leading the way as we're down to just 10 laps here.
Ooh.
They've picked up pace a little bit. The rain has picked up a little bit as well.
Yes, it has.
But just keeping it going with the theme, a lot of talented athletes on this team. We were talking about indoor qualifiers, school records being broken, and just a lot of accomplishments going on. As a teammate, when one of your teammates breaks a school record or they qualify for nationals, just as a teammate, what do you feel your responsibility is to them?
I'm the hype man, that's for sure. In the weight room, I think Coach Caldwell labels me as the hype man. I'm always the guy who's jumping around, smacking everybody, getting them pumped up. And I give a big shout-out to my roommate, Leo Martinez, who is now in the record books at LR in the 800, which he cracked an indoor. So big shout-out to him. And I knew when he came back from that meet, I was super excited for him, pumping him up, saying that, he'll only go faster and get better. So, yeah, no, it's my job to make sure everybody's connected and staying hype out here, that's for sure.
And speaking of Leo Martinez, we should see him tomorrow running that. Or we're not going to see him actually. But
No. He's out with a minor injury. He should be back next week, though, for sure.
Well, we'll catch him as the season's going on. A lot of athletes, and you speak on injuries. This team, for the most part, it's been fairly healthy. It's Coach Patterson and his weekly meeting with the team. I know one of the things he wanted to emphasize is the next couple of weeks will be recovery. Get healthy, get right, because then there will be a 6 to 8 week push. What are things that you do to make sure that your body's right?
I got to make sure I'm iced up at all times. I'm always icing. As they say, ice up, son, ice up. But icing and stretching every night before you go to sleep, always stretching. I have a personal problem with shins, so I'm always trying to flex out that calf area, get into the training room 4 or 5 days a week, and make sure Matt is really stretching me out nice. When I'm in the room, get the roommate stretch you out. But hydration is definitely key for all athletes, but for track, you want to stay hydrated during that race. You do not want to cramp out. But I would say stretching is the main focus of what I try to do throughout the week.
Lascaro and Segura, 2 leaders. 8 laps to go here. Just 8 more times around.
Ooh, down to 2 miles.
2 miles. When's the last time you ran 2 miles?
I couldn't tell you that, AB. That's for sure. Not choosing to. Not on will.
And these athletes showing off a little speed, good pace now. Rain has continued to go, but they continue to compete. And even in events like this where you might not run, you have major respect for anybody who competes in these events. And,
oh, yeah.
And you might not always understand what it takes to run, but you know it takes a little bit of heart and guts.
I want to understand how they're still doing it. That's what I want to understand. I give them props for even sticking down to the track, because I tried doing a warm-up lap earlier and I was sliding around. So I give them credit just for holding on, keeping bare to that track.
Leaders now have pushed away from the group. Good pace by those 2.
Is this the only race we have today?
We'll have one more. There will be 2 more technically. There will be the women's and men's 5K.
5K, all right.
I'm glad to have you with us for those as well.
Oh,
Again, yeah. Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker, bringing to you the LRU home opener from Irwin Belk Track, the Moretz Sports Complex. A lot of new additions have been made to this track and in this complex itself. Seen a lot of action over the course of this week. Soccer games. Now we'll have a track meet. And next week we'll be right back at it again with soccer. There will be baseball going on campus. It's going to be an extremely busy weekend. Volleyball a little later on today. We had a volleyball match yesterday to start out their season 1-0.
3-0 sweep.
Yes, the Bears got a 3-0 sweep over Tusculum, and there were no sports in the fall. It was kind of awkward being on campus. We're counting down the days. Little over 2 weeks before we'll see football in action. It's what the sense on campus. What do you just feel, and especially as a student athlete, knowing that it's almost something happening every day?
Oh yeah, sports unites people. It's bringing us all back together. Like you said, in the fall is a very awkward time with COVID. and everybody was just primarily just practicing. Got sent home a little earlier than we all would like to, but to be back on campus and all sports almost happening at once, it's special. Like I said, the sports unites people, and it's bringing us all back together, and we're all energized to be out here and pumped.
And fans being allowed into there. It's not a whole lot of spectators out today. I don't blame them. It's not the prettiest.
Not at all.
But as the prettier days will come along, we will see fans even in these seats as well cheering on student athletes. But you've been able to work some basketball games now where there have been fans in there.
Yep.
And just the difference that having family and some friends there to support these student athletes, how much louder, and just the action on the court, how much has a change has it made?
That's a big difference. Everybody wants to have fans while they're playing. Everybody likes having fans cheering for them, motivating them, and pushing them. And so to have a limited capacity to be here with your friends and family, it only gives you that drive to go out there and go harder. Bigger, faster, stronger is the motto. So to be out there and to have your family out there cheering you on is only going to help you improve.
5 more laps for the leaders.
Woo!
So they're running strong.
They're moving.
26 minutes in. A nice, strong showing today. We see the competitors are split out pretty well.
I can't tell you last time I practiced for 26 minutes straight without pausing.
Not only are they doing more than a practice, they're competing.
They're getting it after it.
Gloves, hat, bright shoes, under the lights here. And at this point in time, you got to believe they're going on the final mile. But what's pushing these athletes to finish? They've already been running for 21 laps, and you know they're tired. You can lie and try to make excuses all you want to yourself, but what are you doing to push yourself through this?
I think 75% of it has to be adrenaline. I think that's really the main thing that they're still going, and that lactic acid has to be built up by now. But yeah, adrenaline, and I think their teammates are probably most definitely helping them out. I know if they were here by themselves, who knows what it would look like. But yeah, teammates and adrenaline is really what's pushing them to keep moving, because those two guys in the front are down to the last 3 laps here soon, and they are pushing and they keep picking up the pace.
Very, very strong races all around, all these competitors. Very split out. Even on days like this, you're still chasing your numbers, still chasing your PR, still trying to hit whatever your goal is. This is part of the reason why they practice.
I'm really excited to see this 5K coming up. I can't wait to see them get after it, because I know they're moving a little faster than this 10K too, and to see people who can run that long and that fast and keep that same distance and energy in the baton, I'd like to see that happen come up here pretty soon.
Yes, and the Bears will have 3 runners in this 5K. Caroline Hilliard, Kylie Dahlberg, and Elizabeth Kessler.
Yeah, big shout out to those girls for being out here competing. Caroline and Kylie just got into the record books more recently this year in indoor.
And we'll talk more about some of the standout performers during the 5K, as both the men and women will be running after this. But we're closing in. Just a little over 1,000 meters to go for the leaders.
Whew. Whew.
As they're picking up pace, and it seems like the faster they run, the faster the rain comes down.
That's for sure.
Wind's picking up a little bit. Gutsy performance.
Man, they're tight. They're holding on tight to each other.
Lascaro and Segura
down to 2.
1 and 2 up there. Pretty sure that's Wolferberger in third right now. 800 meters to go, roughly, for the leaders. And after running for 30 minutes, it's going to be interesting to see what they have left in the tank. Even when you're competing against a teammate, you still want to win.
Yep.
So we might be down for an interesting finish as both of those two up front push each other to faster times.
That last 120. That last 20 is where we're going to see what they're made of, and that last push they have. Can't be easy down there on the bottom field for those men's down there hammering down too.
It's a muddy day. It's a muddy day to be doing any field events. So
yes, it is. Easy to mark though. Easy to mark. They stick right into the ground.
Hard to grip as we're going into the bell lap here.
1 lap to go.
Segura is now taking the lead. And let's see if he wants to open it up for this final lap and show off what he has left in the tank.
He sure looks like he is opening up a little gap in there.
So much of this is about technique and what you train for. And looking at these guys just show off their skills. Athletes all around here.
They're definitely skilled, I'll tell you that.
They're going to be coming in to finish. And 200 meters to go. Segura. Nice, sizable lead right there. And he's turning it over now. This is a strong finish.
Yeah, he's looking to close out here, AB.
Coming
Last
up
100.
Coming up on 32 minutes. Extremely strong finish and nothing but props to these athletes.
Woo.
Do you look at that? Crossing the finish line right about now.
Fishing
Ascaro
right at 32.
coming in second. Wolferberger finishing third. And now the men, they'll finish theirs. We'll still have to wait just a second for the lone female competitor, Jarvis.
She's out there moving now. Don't get it twisted because she's on the girl. She's out there moving, that's for sure.
Combined the men and women's here before we get the women's 5K. Finishing right there will be Brandon Wilson of Anderson. Look like he's coming in at a PR above his seated time. These competitors are finishing strong. Teammates trying to push them through the finish.
Last 50 for the last man standing in this 10K.
And you see these athletes finishing up, and 33 minutes of running as you follow the lone female competitor, Stephanie Jarvis. Seen it earlier, we saw two competitors run the 400 hurdles by themselves. Now we see Jarvis doing a 10K by herself. Gotta believe that's not the easiest thing to do.
Not at all. Not at all. 400 meter hurdles on 400 meters, that's understandable, but you throw some hurdles in there, that's a bad day for some people.
To do those events by yourself, it's never easy, but strong running so far today. Wet conditions, windy conditions. Hoping tomorrow for a much prettier day.
We're praying. I don't know how loose I can get throwing tomorrow.
But no matter what, we are here with the LRU home opener. You see two more competitors down this back stretch finishing up. I want to give a shout out to Big Kahuna Timing for getting us set up and making sure everything's covered and prepared so we can even hold this event. They'll be holding the official times. Go over to bigkahunatiming.com and get live results. So now, that looks like it was the end for the men, and we have left is Stephanie Jarvis,
The lone female.
the lone wolf out here. Almost done. It looks like she has 2 or 3 laps to go. Back here on the Bear Sports Network, I'm Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker.
Hey.
Final stretch for Stephanie Jarvis.
She's chugging. She's moving. She's on that last 100.
Last female runner. Only female runner for the 10K today. Looking to finish strong.
Nice little push here.
Nice support from all the other student athletes in the midfield.
That's what gets them going right there. That's what helps a lot.
And that'll do it for the 10K. Some good showing out there. Led by the men. Joshua Segura. He came across with the first time. Right about 32 minutes of running. Nothing but respect to these athletes, because 32 minutes of running, that is ferocious.
It's different. That's different than anything else.
We're going to take a pause right here, but you'll see on the screen women's shot put in the infield. And we'll be back in a little bit as we prepare for the women's and then the men's 5,000 meter run. We'll be back on the Bear Sports Network.
Women's 5K will be
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Irwin Belk Track here on the campus at Lenoir-Rhyne. So we're prepared now for the start of the women's 5,000 meter run. Whoop, whoop. Second to last event of the day. It's been a long, windy day. The rain finally looks like it's stopped.
It's cleared up just a little bit, Let's not jinx anything now.
The lights are on. Athletes are getting their final word. This will be 12 and a half laps
Ooh,
of
man.
competition.
I can't even think of that. It's too high of a number for me.
Go through a list of competitors that are competing as the races are going on, but it's been a good day so far. Only had to move back a couple of events because of the rain. There was no high jump today if you were looking for those numbers.
Sorry for that.
Just a little too wet out there. Want to make sure everybody's still safe, even though we're competing in these conditions.
Ooh, start of the 5K.
Everybody's getting on the line. For the Bears, you have Caroline Hilliard, Kylie Dahlberg, and Elizabeth Kessler.
Representing a little bit of that Lenoir-Rhyne University for us.
You can hear the wind.
That's some wind.
They're going to be running, and it's always tough. So that's one of the things about outdoor that just makes it a little more fun compared to indoor. Indoor, you don't have to deal with any wind.
No conditions. Nope. Just the air.
No sun. Just the AC unit that's running.
It's no AC unit, guys. This is real wind out here.
This is the natural AC unit in full effect. Starters are bringing over the gun now. Athletes are prepared.
What are you looking forward into this race, AB? What are you looking forward to watching?
The development of just how they deal with this conditions. It's not great outside, but as an athlete on days like this, you're actually pretty warm because of your warm up and everything.
Yep.
I know some longer distance athletes, they prefer to run in colder weather because you're not going to overheat as much, and it's a little bit on the cooler side today to be generous.
Some I've heard some runners find it a little easier to breathe in conditions like this.
Exactly. So just watching how the athletes they'll bunch up and they'll just run through this race, see the times that they develop throughout, and of course we'll get to highlight some of the star runners of this season. We've already seen some great numbers through this indoor portion of the season. Lucas Basong was on here with us earlier, and he brought up Jacob Wadsworth.
Ooh.
Practice with him every day, and that dude's an animal.
He's different. He's a different animal, that's for sure. 7th
in the nation in the heptathlon, and set the school record. Broke it by over 700 points, which is no small feat at all.
That's not a fraction right there. It's a big number.
And he's a freak athlete, but just one of the many on this team.
No doubt.
Lucas, he didn't want to toot his own horn too much on the mic, but he's got some big numbers on this campus too. He also broke the 400 record. Was part of the 4x4 team that is also looking at going to nationals. On the women's side, we have Caroline Hilliard. She's put up some big numbers. Kylie Dahlberg, another monster season. Got an athlete of the week recognition. Saida Hardwick, reigning athlete of the week. A lot of talent here. When you watch these Bears practice, what do you just notice as you watch your own teammates just run, and some of the times that they have to hit even in practice?
Yeah, no, they're dedicated. That's for sure. I think to be stripped last season of outdoor, it was really tough for a lot of people to go through the motions on that and being sent home. So to be back out here competing, they really want it. They have that fierce, competitive look in their eyes, and they're just going to go after it all season.
And we're off here in 5,000 meter run. See these athletes rocking a lot of different attire for today's events.
Now, AB, I would not be surprised if they stay together just to stay warm out here in this condition.
Hey, penguins, they're pretty fast too, but they also travel in packs. You can see up front here, Kylie Dahlberg, strong runner for the Bears. From Florida, Matanzas High School, down there in my area.
She's not used to this, that's for sure.
And she's adapted to the mountains very well, this region, and I know she's extremely proud of the numbers she's put up, and this team, they've also been proud of the numbers she's put up.
Yeah, of course.
You've seen her for a couple years now, and just your impression of Kylie and on and off the track.
She's the nicest person you'll meet on and off. There's no change in between there. She comes to work on the track with a smile on her face. She leaves with a smile on her face. You see her around campus with a smile on her face, and she's just a naturally nice person. It's a delight to be around. She's a tutor for anatomy. She does stuff to help out the class. Very smart, brilliant young girl, and she has a bright future, that's for sure.
And a fierce competitor. Also said that she earned Indoor Athlete of the Week honors at the start of the season. Particularly strongest, would say, in the 800.
Oh, yeah.
But well diverse, as you see her right now leading this 5K. Also see her during the week. She'll be training for the steeple.
Yes, she will, yes. I've seen her multiple times out there at photo practice with us. She's caught on very quickly, so watch out for that.
Lead pack coming in and around, and then second wave of runners. Very patient race this is, and especially with conditions like this, you don't want to get too far ahead of your numbers or too far behind. A lot different than a 100 where you just leave it all out there from the shot of the gun. Even from a 400 standpoint. Events we'll see tomorrow, and as you look forward to tomorrow, we have right now on the weather better weather on the way. Tomorrow should be a little bit more of a prettier day, but definitely there will be track.
Yes,
and,
there will be track. That's the main highlight of tomorrow.
There will be more athletes competing, and as you look forward to tomorrow, a night's sleep. What do you use to prepare yourself the night before track meet?
I got to make sure I at least get 8 hours of sleep tonight. That's 100% right there. There's no way around that. I have to get at least 8 hours of sleep before. I can't eat anything too heavy 2 hours before I go out there and compete. But 8 hours of sleep and stretching right before I go to sleep, stretching right when I wake up. Get a nice brushing your teeth in the morning. Make sure my gums and everything are clean. The teeth are nice and healthy. Just smile when I'm out there, looking good. But 8 hours of sleep, water, and stretching is what I have to do, especially the night before I meet.
Now, there's a little music going on during this race, but while you warm up or you're going throughout your day, what type of music you listen to? You need something to get you fired up, or you trying to stay calm? What kind of music are you?
Oh, I got to get pumped up. Like I said earlier, I'm the energizer on this team. I got to make sure I'm always in a good mood. I can't let people see me down. So, yeah, I'm definitely listening to music all throughout the day. We'll throw in a little Cray and KB, some little Christian rappers, but to get me really pumped up, we'll go a little Uzi. Get a little shoulder roll going out there.
And you'll see there's a lot of different music, a lot of different type of flavors out here, and these athletes, they're coming around the 200 curve here. Looks like I'm trying to see a number on who's that leading the way.
It's like a number one to me.
Number one would be Cassidy Learn of Lewis.
She's followed right by Kylie Dahlberg and Caroline Hillard of Lenoir-Rhyne.
And then Anna Beach, Elise Matthews of Anderson. They're also in the pack there with a trio of Catawba Indians. Some other runners, you'll have Caroline Pacer of Lewis, Madison Lowry, Christina D'Amelio, Raina Andrews, Abigail Hemrich. Those are all Indians running as well in this, and a very, very big field. Always nice to see larger numbers out here competing. Tomorrow, a lot of events, as we keep speaking on it. There's a lot of things going on this track, and also off the track. We'll have a volleyball match today coming up shortly. I mean, a couple hours before the Bears will be looking for their second straight win on the season. I know you were there yesterday when they got their first. How's it feel to have volleyball back in the shoe?
It's great. It was the first thing I even watched as a LR Bear my freshman year here. It was the first game I worked and the first even sport I saw compete. So it's great to have that team back out there. I know they're having a little revenge season, but yeah, no, to be out there competing during this spring weird area instead of competing in the fall like they usually do. They're looking very well.
And you talk about it competing in the spring instead of the fall. There were no fall sports this year. Everything got pushed back. Hasn't stopped these athletes from being prepared to go. And a lot of things going on. Winter sports finishing up. We'll have men's and women's basketball doing their conference tournaments, looking to make a push into postseason play. To get to this point, though, it's been a lot of hands involved, a lot of people, and there'll be more people involved. I would like to take the time to thank anybody in the communications and media departments that have helped, even giving us the chance to speak on this mic today.
Right.
You can't see how many wires are holding up this tent. I know you can see the poles when we try to go through the finish line, but it is an incredible effort to be able to put on these events so we can even watch these Bears. I mean, can't even give enough credit. Last weekend, there was a no-hitter, first time in 24 years. I mean, we make jokes about how old I am, but I wasn't even born when the last no-hitter was. So
that's saying something right there.
It's been a while since we've had that, and we had 16 innings of baseball covered by Jeremy Zalaka, and he did a great job on the call. Got to witness some history, and just honors all around for all the sports. It seems like we can name something for each event.
Yeah.
For everything that we put on here. It's been fun so far this year. Would you be able to say that? And what was your favorite moment that you've been a part of this year?
Well, first off, go ahead and acknowledge a big shout out to Jay-Z and Audie for bringing me on to even be out here to work here. But the biggest thing I've been a part of to witness, let's see. Softball is always a great thing to work. I love watching them go out there, and they came in nationally ranked into the season. They still are. To watch them play as a team and wipe teams out has been a great thing to watch. But I'm very excited. I know I'm being a little biased here, but I think I'm just excited that track is back. That's all I can really focus on.
Track is back, and we're at the halfway point here of this 5K. It's Learn running so strong right now. Just pushing away. She came in here listed with the best time and showing it off right now. A little over a mile and a half to go. And even get a little thumbs up from Kylie Dahlberg. Caroline Hilliard, not too far behind herself.
And that's just the fans that we're talking about right there. Even if it's your own teammates, the impact that they can bring, cheering you on, get a nice smile out of Kylie there and a thumbs up from the teammates cheering her on. It's different than being out here without having fans and people supporting you.
And then you have a couple different packs coming in. Men starting to get ready to warm up as they'll be the closers for tonight. All the field events have finished, and this is all we have left. It was some women's hammer, women's shot put, men's hammer, men's shot put. High jump was scratched from today's list of events due to weather. We had a 400 hurdles, men and women, 10K, and now we are on the women's 5K. Just a little over 5 laps to go here for the leader. Learn, she's really starting to pick up pace now. This is impressive.
She's put a sizable 120 lead on the rest of the girls behind her.
And just a strong runner. She came in here listed with the best time. It's not pretty conditions out, but it hasn't stopped her from really separating herself from the pack. Rain's picked up again. Wind's picked up again.
Yeah, that's like you said, that's a great thing about track. We're still moving out here in this weather, though. Really showing you what you're really made of here, because whatever you run here, really gonna set you up later down the road and outdoor for bigger PRs if you know you can run out here in this type of condition of weather.
Exactly, and while we're getting ready to close in on the final mile, we're going to take a short break. Just let the action run real quick and be back to wrap up this 5K. Welcome back here on Bear Sports Network. I'm Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker.
Yes, sir.
Final 800 meters of this women's 5K. Cassidy Learn is absolutely flying around this
track.
track.
She is dominating this track right now in this 5K race. It is incredible to watch.
Came in listed at a time of 17:30, and it looks right now that she's well on pace to hit that time or less.
I will not jinx it, but she is definitely rolling towards that time.
It isn't a pretty day to run, but it's been pretty watching her run. She's been able to move across here.
And the rest of the field is looking fairly good as well. I mean, just because she's moving that fast does not mean the rest of them going that slow, but they're out there moving that.
Yes, and got Liz Kessler coming around the backstretch with a few Indians. Kylie Dahlberg and Caroline Hilliard, second and third, and representing LR.
Yep.
But right now it's all about Cassidy Learn, and she's coming up on the bell lap.
Last lap, Cassidy.
Just a little over 16 minutes. Well, let's see what she has left in the tank now. Bell lap for Learn.
She's well on that pace for that new PR.
And as you said, the rest of this competition is moving pretty fast too.
Yes, they are.
Pretty good race so far. But Learn starting to open it up. Looking at the stride, trying to finish out her first outdoor meet of the season on the right note.
So we have Kylie and Caroline coming down to their last lap as well here.
Just 200 meters to go for Learn.
And she has picked up that speed too. She's closing it now. She's closing.
Trying to finish under her set time. Coach is running out, trying to get her down the stretch.
It's going to be a close one here. She's coming up in this last 100.
100 to go.
She's sprinting. She's giving it everything she has here.
And look at that. Finishing the race strong. Cassidy Learn. Stayed to her pace and finished. Nice and good. Around 17:28.
That's amazing. We have Kylie and Caroline for Lenoir-Rhyne in the last 150 on their last lap here, and they're giving it everything they have too.
Coming around the curve, and what a showing from these bears as well. Also ahead of their set time and set pace. You see these two bears and the support.
Yes, you can. You can hear the support in the background coming from these bears cheering them on.
Dahlberg opening up the stride. Hilliard right behind. And just like that, second and third for those bears as well. Good showing by the top three competitors. And everybody else now, they'll start to trickle in and finish this. See Liz Kessler
coming down to her last 80 meters here.
Freshman.
This is a good showing for her, AB. This is a great showing for her.
Finishing strong. First outdoor race as a bear is finished. Kessler, older sister, she was a women's lacrosse player here, part of the South Atlantic Conference Championship winning team.
She was indeed.
And glad to see the tradition keep on and another talented bear come out of that family. Competitors are now coming across the finish line, finishing at all different types of paces.
We might have a field finish all under 20 here, AB.
It looks good so far today. I said everybody was moving pretty well. It was came out at a nice pace. And these competitors are finishing strong too. After this, we'll take a quick pause, and then the men will be on the track to close it out.
Men's 5K.
It's been a good day so far, even in ugly conditions. Shout out to everybody.
Oh, look at that. Everybody under 20. Wow. That is moving.
Got just a couple more competitors out there running. But it's a good, strong field. watching that race, it was a lot of what I expected.
Yeah.
They moved a little quicker than I figured, but strong running by everybody. They stayed together, stayed on their paces, and energy kind of got up for a second here.
Yeah.
No, it's not a whole lot of people here, but the teammates of the Bears got loud, and you being a part of the team, what pride does this team take in supporting each other?
Our motto here is Bears supporting Bears. You know that as well as I do, AB, and we love giving praise to everybody out here working, from the smallest of smalls to the biggest of bigs. Everyone is here is the same. We all recognize them the same, and no matter what you're competing in, what field event, on the track, you're jumping, it does not matter. We all give y'all the same praise. That's just what we do here as a Bear for Lenoir-Rhyne.
And a pair of Indians right there finish off, and that'll do for your women's 5,000-meter run. As I said earlier, we're going to take a short pause right here, clear the track, and get the men on as we prepare for the final race of the day, the men's 5,000 on the Bear Sports Network.
Let's go. get ready to rumble. Here you go, Leo. In fact, it's Tanya. It's a massacre out here on the track today. Yes. I'll say that. I'll say it on the mic. I was like, man, look, I'm like, AB, it's looking more like a swim meet out here than a track meet. I'll say, I got you. All right. You ready? I'm ready, man. So I'm going to say. All right. First thing I opened up with. AB, it's looking like a swim meet out here, man. Here you go, ladies. Here you go, ladies. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back here on the Bear Sports Network. Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker.
Always hype.
Here for the final event of the day one from Irwin Belk Track, the LRU home opener. Start of outdoor track season. Men's 5,000. Everybody's cold, it's wet, it's windy. And we're ready just to get underway here. Athletes at the starting line.
Now, AB, it looks like they're about to have a swim meet here instead of a track meet, that's for sure.
We're out here any longer. We might need to get a couple of snorkels or something. I will need a floaty.
Do we have any lifeguards on deck?
We will need a one or two because it is definitely starting to get wet out here. But these athletes have competed through it. It's going to be some. I'm telling you right now, just looking at some of these times, if they hit where they're supposed to, it's going to be a very quick race. And I think right now for everybody, that's all we want.
That's all we're really praying for. I mean, the athletes themselves might be quicker just for them too, just to hurry up and fight through all this and get done.
And it's a chilly one out here. Again, this will be 12 and a half laps of competition. Then everybody will take a break, and we'll be back tomorrow with more competitions.
Can't wait.
Running events tomorrow will start at 2 o'clock, or 1:30 actually, with the 4x1. Tomorrow we'll have the 4x1 1,500-meter run, the 100 and 110 hurdles, as well as 400-meter, 100, 800, 200, 3,000-meter, and last but never least, the 4x4.
The great 4x4.
Field events tomorrow will be men's disc, women's javelin, pole vault, men and women, and then triple jump, long jump, and the women's disc will get it started off at the day at 12:30. So if you have a chance to get out here, tomorrow should be a lot prettier. And events start at 12:30. Running events start at 1:30. Right now, we're about ready to start the final running event here. It's been a long day. But these competitors are hoping to put up one more good number before they head back to their dorms and their hotel rooms and head to the beds and head to warmth.
Anything to get me out of this cold, AB.
Looking for a nice heater. We'll shout out some of the lead contestants as they come across the laps and run around the track as they finish off. Numbers have been handed out. Starter is prepared. Athletes are lining up. And they're off.
We're off here. The last gunshot of the day.
Wind is picked up, and it's going to be a challenge for these competitors, but this is nothing that they're not used to dealing with before. Athletes break in now right here at the line. A lot of competitors, as you can see.
A couple bears out here supporting even some of the Catawba runners.
Yeah, sure, we have no LR runners in this race particular, but still out here supporting all the competition because just want to give a shout out to all the schools that have shown up today. It hasn't been pretty, but it's a chance to compete, and they've given their athletes a chance to show off what skills they had, and we've seen a lot of them. Right now, Anthony Farmer is out front for Lewis. came in seated one of the fastest times. Him and his running mate, Zach Francisco. They're up front. Next, it looks like we have a pair of Indians behind them. Eric Ramirez Ramos, as well as Dalton White. A few of the Anderson Trojans in there as well, and then the pack staying together pretty well.
Gotta keep that warrant, AB. Gotta keep that warrant.
As the race is moving at a good pace. So far, we're actually going to take a short break here. You can follow the action, and we'll pick it up in a couple laps. Back here on the Bear Sports Network, Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker, and it's cold up here, it's wet out there, it's windy everywhere, but they are blazing on the track right now.
They are moving.
The lead pack has built a substantial sized gap.
Yep. They come in about to be 2 laps down left to go for these lead pack up here in the front.
Yeah, coming at about 1,000 meters left. Eric Ramirez Ramos leading the way.
And they seem to be picking up pace here with these last 2 laps.
Yes, and very, very quick. Looking to finish extremely strong. Ramirez Ramos up there, and then Matthew Fowler, teammate right behind him. Anthony Farmer as well, right on the heels. All in the lead 3. No slouches though as the rest of the competition, as everybody else is moving at a good pace as well.
That's right.
Again, another strong set of races, of runners. As we look to finish off what will be a very successful day, not a pretty day.
No, not by any means.
Very successful day here for the LRU home opener.
Now, AB, how would you feel if they stuck you out here in this 5K?
Oh man, they stuck me out here. I'd give it my best effort. I'd give it the good old high school try.
That's all you can say at that point.
These athletes, they're coming around the curve, and we're getting ready for the bell lap.
Wow, last lap already. As they're closing in right around the 14-minute mark on this last lap.
Eric leading the way, last lap, and let's see what they have to open up now. This should be interesting.
Eric looks like he wants to open up that lead up there in the front a little bit now.
A little pressure now from Anthony Farmer of Lewis. He's going to pass Fowler, and 300 to go. This is the race. We waited all day for it, but it looks like we're going to get a good one now. Look at Farmer really open up stride right there.
They're chugging that last stretch.
Great running by the Indians, and
200 left.
200 left. Let's see what these athletes leave out on the track today. As
Eric Ramirez is coming for that spot. Here they go, fighting for this last 100 here.
100 to go, and they're going to push down the back straight. Fowler looking like he'll hold off just enough.
He's opening that stride up, and he looks like he will finish that first seed.
Farmer will cross the finish line first. Ramirez Ramos, and then Fowler. What a run by those top 3. The rest of the competition will finish up as well, but
and to break that 15-minute mark too is incredible.
Good pace on a day like this to run as well as they just did. Extremely impressed. And now the rest of these male athletes will go through their final lap and cross. Getting ready to wrap up here, and your thoughts on today's set of events, Colby?
To be out here in this weather and to throw how the competitors threw and to run how these competitors run is dedication to the sport, and for them to be out here putting in the effort, willing to get better is all you can really ask out of your athletes at this point. But tomorrow, I know a lot of them might be out here for maybe even a 3K, and so they're looking probably run a little more sunshine in their face.
Yes, and tomorrow only brings a new day, new hope, but today, a lot of good times, a lot of good numbers put out there. I'm going to study some of those over the night. We'll have them for the broadcast tomorrow as, competitors and ourselves prepare for day 2 of the LRU home opener from Irwin Belk track. I'm looking at the final competitors coming across here. It's been, like I said, a successful day. Not the prettiest of days. You usually envision outdoor track, and you love seeing all the sunny days and everything, and the lights off and pretty times. But even in the ugly weather, athletes still have to show up and
give it their best. Just have to go out there and compete. It is a race at the end of the day, regardless of the weather.
Last runner coming across right now for the Indians, as he'll complete the day for us. That'll be Eddie Urban of Catawba, finishing up. And that'll do for us here on the LRU home opener, day 1. I'm Anthony Brown with Colby Beaker. Shout out to everybody who helped set us up. And now it's time for us to go inside and get some warmth.
It's been a pleasure, but we got to bounce.
Yes, and volleyball will still be on tonight. Tune in for that, and we'll catch you tomorrow for day 2. But until then, have a great evening from the Bear Sports Network.